What's the two things everybody's afraid of? Death, and don't say you're not. I don't care how new agey you are. Okay, public speaking. Okay, that's true. That's true. But death and taxes, of course. So I have had, of course, the fear my whole life, I'm going to be audited by the IRS. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. Well, it happened.
Wow.
So about in May, I get the letter. There it is, the IRS. And it doesn't say we're auditing you. It's a very formal kind of a letter of, we are going to look at your records from 2008. This is what we're looking for. We're setting 4 hours aside for you to come and talk with us. And I am telling you, I felt like I just got stabbed in the heart. I had to sit down and I was like, oh my God, the IRS. I couldn't breathe, you know, my heart is up here in my throat. And I had a total meltdown. I mean, total. Because immediately I went to burning at the stake, head being, you know, chopped off, jail forever. You know, I was way beyond the IRS. It triggered everything for me. And again, because I'm a good little new age girl, I'm like, I probably brought this on myself to deal with the thing I'm most afraid of. I mean, I've dealt a lot with death. I haven't died yet myself this life, as you can see. But I've lost my parents, I've lost best friends, I've lost beloved animals. I've had a lot of death in my life. Death was easier than taxes for me. So the first thing I realized is 2008, I don't remember 2008 at all. I mean, I don't remember yesterday, but I really can't remember 2008. So I panic. I go through and I'm packing because I'm selling my house. So what did I do with all that paperwork? I know I've saved that paperwork. And some of my organizer friends know that I'm like the worst kind of organizer because I think I'm organized, but I'm like so not organized. So I'll organize something in the moment and then I have no idea what I did with it. So I know I have boxes, I know I have these receipts. So I start digging stuff out. And I make my appointment to go see the IRS. And needless to say, for the month before I went, I lost a lot of sleep. I hyperventilating every day, can't even imagine what's going to go on there. Now, I used to work for the VA when I was a social worker, so I know how crazy it can be in a government agency. But now we add on taxes. So, you know, all my new age friends, we do all the magic on the agent. You know, she's going to be fabulous. It's going to be easy.
Get her on your show.
Piece of cake, not a big deal.
Get her on kitchen table.
So we go in, we go there the day of, and well, she actually is very nice. But that day was the day that her supervisor was going to overlook her intake. The supervisor was my living nightmare. She was like a jail warden woman. She scared me so bad, I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't breathe. She walked in, I was like, oh. So I'm on the edge of my seat, because I leave my body when I'm really scared, so I can't even hear. They're asking me, can you hear me? I'm like, what? What? And I'm there with a friend of mine, and we're both like, oh, what?
Should have brought the CPA.
It was unbelievable. So the other thing that happens when I get nervous, start chatting. Okay, I couldn't stop talking. And I'm telling them this, and I'm telling them that, and they finally, the woman, the supervisor, the one who scared me so much, she looked at me, she goes, I think you need to leave. Okay, so I was supposed to be there for 4 hours. An hour and a half into it, she goes, take your little receipts, go home, and reorganize them so that we can actually look at them. I'm like, okay. And then what they want to know is basically, are you running a business or are you having a hobby? Because if you're having a hobby, you can't really write off all these things. Well, I do have a business, I just have had a business that hasn't made any money. So, or one of my accountant friends says, Yahoo didn't make money for 8 years. So, if you're not making money, doesn't mean you're not running a business. So, but of course, immediately I'm bad because I've been failing at my business. I've been building it, and they go, how many classes did you take? I'm like, a lot. I was learning, and then I started getting defensive, and they said, well, what exactly are you doing? Are you going to make any more money this year? I'm like, I don't know, but here's my TV site. So I made them bring up the TV site, which was beautiful, and had all these women and interviews, and I'm like, I'm doing this. Meanwhile, the agent is so nervous to have the supervisor behind her. She is looking at me across her computer like a cow going to slaughter. And I'm like, this is a bad scene. This is not a good scene. So I finally out-talked them and finally got the supervisor to leave. And the woman, the agent, she's so apologetic. I'm so sorry, because she kept messing up because she was so nervous. So there we were, the two of us, so nervous. So I go home. I don't remember driving home. I don't know how I got home. I think I went out to lunch with my friend, but I don't remember. And had a complete screaming, crying meltdown. What am I going to do? How am I going to reorganize these receipts? I have no idea. I don't even know what they want. I heard them, but I didn't hear them. But what happened was the charge is gone for me because I confronted my greatest fear. And the truth is, I'm not going to be put to death if I owe them some money. No one's going to come and, pillage my house because it's completely, my paperwork is disorganized. And I'm not a bad person because my business hasn't made money yet. And all the things that I had to confront in myself was all brought up by the IRS. And you all have something in your life that is so scary.